I've got His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Ghazi Binzagr. He's the Honorable Ambassador of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Japan. So let's see what we can explore more with him in upcoming few minutes. So Dr. Ghazi, floor is yours. Can you please introduce yourself again for our global audience?
Greeting to everybody. My name is Ghazi Binzagr. I am from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I was born in the city of Jeddah in the west part of Saudi Arabia to a family that has worked in trade, merchants. So I come from a merchant family. It's been a merchant family for over 140 years approximately. And I was raised in that environment. I was very interested in core sciences when I was young. I was interested in astronomy and cosmology, and therefore, when I finished my school, and I did all of that in Saudi Arabia, I went abroad to the US and I got a bachelor's degree in physics because of my deep love of physics and philosophy. But because I come from a merchant family, at my master's level, I studied a combination of international relations and international management at a school in the US called Thunderbird. That enabled me to learn skills that I could use in our family business. But it also nourished something that I slowly discovered in myself, which is the love and desire to build bridges with other worlds and connect with other cultures. My PhD I got in organization development and transformation. The reason is I wanted to strike a balance between what I thought I had to do for my family and what I thought I had to do as a scientist in the beginning. So by switching gears from studying the outer reaches of the universe to studying the inner reaches of human behavior, so understanding the inner part of the human being, I was able to strike that balance. The field of transformation, which hence has become my specialization, applies to an individual, applies to an institution, and applies to a nation and to the world. So by making that my field, I was able to learn skills that are useful to the world of business. I was able to nourish the scientist in me to learn more about the mystery of creation. And in time, I learned to grow my focus from the individual or the organization to the region, to the nation, to global affairs. During my career, to strike a balance between both worlds, I volunteered a lot because in the work of our business, we didn't always need all the applications of the things I learned. So I learned to apply it in a lot of volunteer work. I volunteered at universities. I volunteered at the Chamber of Commerce. I volunteered at the level of the regional authorities in Saudi Arabia. So that would be like the government of Mecca region, Medina region, and others. And then eventually I was called by my king to be a member of the Shura Council. I served there for 3 terms, and I'd say in that domain, slowly I grew from a person who's involved in one trade to a person that needed to understand everything about what's going on in the country, and then also to understand the relationship between internal affairs and external affairs. And during my time of service in the Shura Council, Vision 2030 was launched, so there was tremendous change and transformation at the level of the country. And there, within my capacity as a Shura member, I've learned how we adapt with the requirements of Vision 2030 to upgrade our regulations, our structures, and many, many other domains. And during my work, I also got more and more involved in international affairs. And during my last 4 years, I served in the International Relations Committee within the Shura Council. And then after that, I was called to by my king to be an ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So the custodian of the two holy places and, has assigned me to this role. And I now serve him and serve my country. And of course, the leadership of the country is Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, and my ministry in this new capacity as ambassador between the kingdom and Japan.
Wow, fantastic. Great journey. I think a lot of things to be learned by any future leaders who are upcoming and who are currently having the youth. So, Dr. Ghazi, I'd like to just ask you, currently, I'm sure you are enjoying your new role. And if you can just share us a little bit glimpse of it, and if there is any challenges that you're facing currently, what's your current situation?
I feel actually quite blessed. It's a beautiful job. The passion I've always had for bridge building here, I can put to practice. So there's a beautiful and exceptional relationship between Saudi Arabia and Japan, and between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Japan, and we're in the midst of deepening it and also widening its horizons. Historically, it's been based on partnership in fields of energy and economic value exchange between both countries in general. And now the expansion is to include, for example, dimensions of culture and sports, all the dimensions that are deemed and determined in Vision 2030 to be important become part of the depth and the growth of the relationship between the two countries. And since 2016, there's a joint vision, combined Saudi-Japan Vision 2030, that takes into account where Japan is at, where the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is at, and how they both can move forward, achieving their own national goals, and at the same time strengthening their partnership in a way that synergizes the win-wins from both and bring a value add to the world at large, in the economic sense, in the investment sense, in seeking for a world that is stable and peaceful and prosperous, and so many, many other domains.
What's your future dreams? I mean, I know you are responsible for Saudi Arabia and improving the relationship, enhancing, empowering it more with Japan. But overall, what's your future dreams? What sort of dreams you are nurturing nowadays for future?
Well, when I'm in a place like where I'm at, where the relationship is exceptional, my dream often is to deepen the human touch that goes in a exceptional relationship like what we have. That can be done in many different tools. We can enhance opportunities that already exist in exchanges between the people of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the people of Japan. That can happen through tourism, for example, but it also happens in joint projects. There are teams in companies that are creating joint anime with stories and legends that combine legends from our world and the world of Japan and brings it together. But the short answer to your question is to affirm that you can have exceptional relationships between countries, and they are strengthened not only by common interest, but by common values and by ensuring that the human touch, what's real to us, what's real to Japan, engage each other. and create value together in all domains: economics, culture, and entertainment, sports, fun, whatever the domain. If we can create that, not only do we achieve our KPIs and our objectives, but we also reach a place where the relationship becomes meaningful for all, meaningful for the countries involved in the relationship, meaningful to the institutions engaging each other, and to every individual that engages the other side.
Okay, thank you so much. But I would like to just end up our conversation from an end note from your side. Do you have anything specific to share with the youth of the world? Anything specific, or for the global citizens, if you have any specific message to share?
Something I personally believe and has been affirmed by my country's Vision 2030 is to the importance of being a believer in the future, a believer in the potential of the future, and to be able to tell the difference between mere dreaming and visioning. There is a difference. Visioning is about dreams that you are seriously committed to, that you believe you can achieve, and that you're willing to commit a methodology to make happen with a roadmap to try to achieve that. And I think what's important is that we remember is that when inside we believe that we can be instruments of something more beautiful and better, that can bring more goodness to ourselves and to others and to the generations to come, we can make it happen. But if we become cynical and we don't believe and we only see what's negative, then in a sense it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So what I've always believed and has been affirmed, as I said, by Vision 2030 is that once we had that clarity as a nation, and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed has brought that to all of us, is that we now are guided by a belief and a commitment and a conviction that the future can be better, and that it's realistic. It's, in a sense, an ideal, but also realistic to aspire to such a thing. That belief, that conviction is the beginning of making a positive difference to ourselves, to our own countries, and to the world at large. We have to always remember that. And I hope that that message resonates with others.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency Ambassador Dr. Ghazi, and it's a fantastic note. We need to make things better together, no doubt about that. Thanks for your time, and hopefully we will get inspiration from you time to time. Thank you so much for what you've been doing for the world. Thank you.
My pleasure. Shukran jazilan.